What's up, YouTube? It's Joel with your stimulus check and news update as of December the 6th. We got some amazing news for those on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. Congress will be holding the hearing on December 7th for the Social Security 2100 Act. This is the bill that would provide a huge increase and reform to the program and bring the total 2022 increase payout to $1,476 if passed in the next month. We have a new timeline for when we can see the Build Back Better bill passed in the Senate, and we got some good news from a top analyst on the bill, but not so good news if you are receiving the monthly child tax credit in the monthly checks if it doesn't get passed this month. We were able to get a bill to prevent the government from shutting down temporarily, but there's a bigger problem with the national debt just around the corner, which you need to know about. And lastly, we have the Democratic Joe Manchin, who has decided to side with the GOP Republicans on voting against President Biden's large business vaccine mandate. And if you like this video, could you do me a huge favor and destroy that like button for me in the YouTube algorithm? Hey, it'll be my Christmas present, but I really appreciate every single one of you, and I can't wait to see what happens next for this channel. And please, if anyone asks you for personal info or to contact them on WhatsApp or by text, it's fake, it's not me, so please don't do it. So it's been a while since something has been done to the Social Security program, and it's about time for some change. And we have Congressman John Larson, who introduced the Social Security 2100 Act. This bill is great and going to make a world of difference to those who are on Social Security. Well, they're about to hold a hearing on this bill December 7th to get some things passed. The hearing is going to be held by the Social Security Subcommittee, who have named themselves the Fierce Urgency of Now Social Security 2100, a Sacred Trust. Now, the goal is to get the hearings and proceedings done through as quickly as possible. Now, there are a ton of people that are focused on the Build Back Better plan, the huge stimulus package plan, but they do have this subcommittee who is dedicated to overhauling the Social Security program. Now, after this hearing, there will be some more amendments, or there may be some things changed to the bill, but this is what we have so far pertaining to the Social Security 2100 Act. Number one is the tax cut for over 10 million Social Security recipients by raising the threshold on taxation of benefits. Then next is the benefit bump beginning in 2020 for current and new beneficiaries. Next is the protection for low-income workers by raising the minimum benefit from below the poverty line to 25% above it. That means a minimum monthly check paid out of $1,334 to all Social Security recipients. Next is long-term protection against inflation for cost of living adjustments by adopting the CPIE formula, which would add an additional 2% or more to each year's adjustment. So in 2022, the cost of living increase is 5.9%. So this is a new bill that would take it to almost 8%. So instead of them getting an average $92 increase to their monthly checks, it would be a $120 increase per month with a total overall of $1,476 for the 2022 if they passed it within the next month. So once this hearing is over, it's one step closer to getting the overhaul needed on the Social Security program. But it's good that there's more bipartisan support, so it has a higher chance of actually going through without any changes, which would be great. So let me know your thoughts for those changes on what we just talked about in the comment section pertaining to the Social Security program. So we have Chuck Schumer, who has stated repeatedly that he wants to pass the Build Back Better plan before Christmas, which for those receiving the monthly checks because of the increased child tax credit, you want this bill to pass soon if you want to be receiving an extension on those monthly checks continuing throughout next year. Or else, because if they don't pass in the next month, those are going to stop. And those checks have been a lifeline for a lot of American families. So they want to get it passed soon so that it keeps going. But Joe Manchin has told senators that he is skeptical that the Build Back Better plan could be done by Christmas. Manchin said, "Debt and inflation are a big concern for me. Basically, we should pay for what we're doing. Manchin said that if Schumer tries to force him to make a decision by putting the bill on the floor, basically putting him up against the wall, he said, I wouldn't have any idea how I'm going to vote until I walk in. So for the Democrats, this would not be a good thing. They need a sure vote because they cannot pass the bill without his vote. So this is where Chuck Schumer has to secure Manchin's vote or it's not going to pass. But I mean, it's not like Manchin is being out of line here when he says that he's concerned with the inflation and the debt. I mean, we are going through some really high inflation that is affecting everything right now, from gas prices to milk. And not to mention, we literally can't even pay all of our bills as a nation because right now the government almost shut down. And if they don't do something or get something done by February 18th of 2022, the government's going to shut down again. So he's not out of line. But Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Senate, said the House did a very strong bill. Everyone knows that Manchin and Sinema have their concerns, but we're going to try to negotiate with them and get a very strong, bold bill out of the Senate, which will then go back to the House and pass. So the timeline that we are looking for this bill is more like next year. The holidays are making it a little hairy because everyone wants to be off, taking that vacation time, but at the same time, the leaders want to get it done. So they're at a place where they need to get Manchin on board if they want to pass this bill before Christmas. But an expert analysis said that there's a good chance it will pass this month. Seth Hanlon, a senior fellow at the Liberal Center for American Progress, said, I think the chances are very, very good that this bill will pass, and I wouldn't bet the mortgage on it, but I would predict that it's going to happen by this month. So we will see where things stand in a couple of weeks, but it's very clear that urgency is on the mind of every top Democratic leader when it comes to getting the Build Back Better plan passed. But what are your thoughts on this huge stimulus bill, and are you for it or against it? Let me know what you think in the comment section. So there is more news pertaining to Joe Manchin that is surprising a lot of Democrats and Republicans. Joe Manchin is supporting a GOP effort to nix President Biden's vaccine mandate for larger businesses, which is expected to get a vote in the Senate next week. Manchin said, let me be clear, I do not support any government vaccine mandate on private businesses. That's why I have co-sponsored and will strongly support a bill to overturn the federal government vaccine mandate for private businesses. I have personally had both vaccine doses and a booster shot. And he went on, and I continue to urge every West Virginian to get vaccinated themselves. So Manchin's vote gives enough support to the Republicans to pass a resolution to remove Biden's vaccine mandate for larger employers. So Republican senators introduced the resolution earlier this year under the Congressional Review Act to roll back the mandate with which the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, also known as OSHA, which orders businesses with at least 100 employees to require their workers to get vaccinated or undergo regular testing by January 4th. Now, this is a big blow to the Biden administration in getting a vaccine mandate, and further muddies the water with Democrats and Joe Manchin on whether they can count on him to support their agenda. But this leads us into Biden signing the bill that temporarily funds the U.S. government till February 18th, because you got some things going for Biden and then some things that are going against. But one of the things that they're trying to do for him is pass this huge bill, this $1.75 trillion bill, which kind of ironic that we're in the middle of a government shutdown because we can't pay our bills and we're trying to pass a even larger, huge $1.75 trillion bill. So, I mean, we were basically putting a Band-Aid when it came to Biden signing this bill that temporarily averts the government shutdown and pays our bills for a couple more months, but this is not good. And I would like to know from you, the taxpayers, how you feel about all this spending. And do you agree with spending more, passing another almost $2 trillion bill? I mean, it's our money. They are using our taxpayer dollars, and it keeps making me wonder about who's in charge. Because if we can't pay our bills on time, millions of Americans will be hurting, especially those on a fixed income. and with families. And with how much money we bring in from the taxes that they gather from us, there's no reason we should be in this mess. But we are. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, what can I do about it? Two huge things you can do. Call your local representative or senator, complain about it, tell them what you think. Number two is with your vote, make sure that you vote for those people that are fiscally responsible with our money. It's not good that we keep raising the national debt and we can't seem to get a budget that works. And we got too many people in Congress that are getting paid a lot of money, multi-six-figure incomes, that they need to figure this out because a lot of the taxpayers are not multi-six-figure. I believe the statistics say that 70% of Americans make less than $40,000 a year. But hey, this just because the U.S. is in debt doesn't mean you have to be in debt. But we need to make sure that we are voting smart and voting wise. But on this channel, we're all about investing in our life, news, personal growth, finance, and health. And if you want to use my link down in the description and start investing, get you 2 free stocks with Webull worth up to $1,850 or with Robinhood worth up to $500. Those links are down in the description, but it's free money. It's free stocks to sign up and to get you started on investing and getting your money to work and make more money for you so that you don't have to be in debt. So if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer them. But please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all stimulus and economic news that affects you. Learn how to build some wealth and hear the real news. This is Joel with True Life Investing. Until next time,